Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Zudema, Chief of Police for your Lynchburg Police Department. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome everyone here today to our promotional ceremony. I'd like to thank you for joining us for this very special occasion. This event is streaming live on Facebook and will be available there later for viewing. At this time, I'd ask our chaplain, Jim Whitaker, to come forward for our invocation.
Thank you, sir. I'll tell you what, I've already said it to a couple of people. I'm pumped this afternoon. Looking at these folks sitting right here on these two rows, I think I helped raise some of you. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I know I married one of you. Not he and I, but yeah. Yeah. His wife is over here somewhere, yeah. So there she is. Yeah. It's exciting. It really is exciting for me to be a part of this. I've been hanging around the police department for 31 years in different capacities, and this is great. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I've had a lot of titles, but to be the chaplain of this department is the greatest title that I've ever had, quite frankly, short of being my wife's husband and my children's father. But it's super. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't know about the rest of these folks, but you've got my support 100%, 24/7. You call me, I'm going to come running, okay? You always will. As long as I'm standing up and breathing, you have my support. An invocation is to invite. And so I'm going to invite the Lord to be here today, if that's okay. Whether it's okay or not, I'm still going to do it. Most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. It is a great day, and you're a great God. And so we come with thanksgiving, and we come with excitement and anticipation of what's about to take place. And for these young officers on these two rows, you have elevated them. I believe that it's because of you and your wisdom and your guidance. You have elevated them to the positions that they're about to be pinned with today. And it's a good day for this department because of who they are and because of the leadership that they have become part of. I pray your blessings over everything, oh God, that takes place here. And I invite you to be here with us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Whitaker. So a couple things, just housekeeping. Please, family members, when we get to the point of the ceremony where your family members are up here, please don't feel like you have to take a picture from your seat. Get up, move wherever you want to move to get those pictures. This is a good opportunity to do that. And we have some young children here. You don't need to take them out if they're making noise, okay? We all probably made noise when we were young children too, and they're a part of your family and our family, so please make sure you keep them in here. At this time, I'd like to introduce Captain Nick Leger. He's our acting deputy chief for a few comments as well as our Pledge of Allegiance.
Good afternoon. Before we stand for the pledge, just want to make a brief comment. Again, congratulating all of you on your promotions. This is not an easy career in the promotional process. It's not a walk in the park either. So you've made it to this level, and we, the command staff, the department as a whole, we are all very proud of you. And please know that we are very thankful for your commitment to serving as leaders specifically within the organization. So thank you for that. At this time, I ask everyone to please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Nick. At this time, Deputy Chief Ken Edwards will come forward for some comments as well as recognition of staff and special guests.
Good afternoon. I want to just again congratulate all of our promotees. Most of you have already been serving in your new role for some time now, and you've been performing very well already, demonstrating the leadership talent of protecting and serving the community and also protecting and serving those under your command. So thank you for that already. Appreciate it and congratulations. Also just want to quickly mention the family members of the promotees. Thank you for your love, your support, and all your sacrifices, because we cannot do this job without your love and support and the behind-the-scenes work that you do for us, and we appreciate that. I know we're pressed for time, but I wanted to take a moment and share a Halloween-themed leadership article that I came across last week. It's called 10 Spooky Truths About Leadership Everyone Needs to Know This Halloween. I'm not going to go over all 10, but I'll cover 2 of them. It said, people will always make assumptions about you based on your costume, but it's how you feel that matters. The most important part about being a leader isn't looking the part or dressing up to look like someone else. Leadership at its root is about being comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, knowing who you aren't, and knowing what you're willing to sacrifice and where you draw the line. You need to be responsible and comfortable with the decisions you make. Second point that from the article, no matter how different we look on the outside, we're all skeletons on the inside. We're all human, and when you're in business, or in our case, public safety, it's easy to forget that. It's easy to look at people as pieces on a chessboard instead of respecting all people, even if they make different life choices or have different values than you do. Take some time to practice humility by respecting and honoring the experience of others rather than using them or reducing them to fit in your own preconceived boxes. Lynchburg is a diverse community. Our department is full of talented men and women from all walks of life and experiences, and I'm thankful for the diversity we have in our community and in our department. I'm going to continue the Halloween theme here, as I've been given the spooky task of recognizing our special guests. So if you're hearing my voice right now, you're a special guest. We'll just cover that. Everybody's a special guest here today. But we want to thank Mayor Reed and Lynchburg City Council for allowing us to use council chambers and their continuing support of the LPD. And so I will just start down the list here in no certain order. Lynchburg Commonwealth Attorney Bethany Harrison, Lynchburg Commonwealth Attorney, Deputy Commonwealth Attorney Mike Flieger, Lynchburg City Sheriff Don Sloan, also from the City Sheriff's Office, Major Tommy Carter, Mayor Stephanie Reed, City Councilman Sterling Wilder, from our City Manager's Office, City Manager Winter Benda, Deputy City Manager Greg Patrick, and Assistant City Manager Kent White. Kent White, congratulations on your recent promotion. We also have from Liberty University Police Department, Chief Rich Hinckley. We also have from Central Virginia Criminal Justice Academy Director Ron Staten. We have several city department directors with us. From Fleet Services, Charles Kramer. From Emergency Services, Assistant Director Amy McDaniel. From the Fire Department, we have Deputy Chief Jonathan Wright and Deputy Chief Marcus Bush. And from Human Resources, Michelle Jackson. From our Lynchburg Police Foundation, Charles Warner and Rick Reed. And we have a number of retirees with us, LPD retirees today. Chief Charles Bennett, Major Andy Vest, Sergeant Mark Rolfus, Lieutenant Tony Cruz, and retired LPD Captain and now Assistant Chief of Charlottesville PD, Daniel Meehan. And finally, we have Chaplain Jim Whitaker with us as well. And I will cover our command staff with us today. Most are seated back here. A couple are out here. Promotees, we have Acting Deputy Chief Nick Leger, Captain Lisa Singleton, Captain Tim Clemens, Promotee Captain Joel Hinckley, Promotee Captain Josh Campbell, and we also have Acting Captain Adam Sexton with his camera back there in the back. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Today is really a great day. As a chief, this is hands down one of the most important and rewarding things that I really get to do. It's not all fun, believe it or not, but this is a fun day. Promotional ceremonies are truly special moments for the LPD. This afternoon, we gather to celebrate an achievement that carries years of dedication to every Lynchburg resident and visitor, an achievement that wouldn't be possible without the love and support of friends and loved ones. I'd like to personally thank the friends and family of the men and women in front of me for being here today, and equally as important, for supporting them along the way. I would ask real quick, if you are a friend or family member of one of these folks here, could you please stand to be recognized? My folks hear me say this all the time, but the most difficult job in this country is not being a police officer. It's being a family member of a police officer. So we are grateful for all of you for supporting us. None of us would be here without you. I'm grateful to be blessed with such an incredible group of coworkers who really make my job easy. They truly do. Leadership in any law enforcement organization is challenging, even at the best of times. All of you stepped into leadership roles during what is arguably one of the most challenging times our profession has seen. You're being asked to take on the roles that require the highest level of integrity and steadfast calm, regardless of the circumstances. Your personnel are dependent upon your leadership now more than ever before. I know all of you have the internal strength, wisdom, and courage to carry the LPD forward as we continue to provide the highest level of service to our community. Each of you has taken a different path to get here today. Some of those paths were anything but straight. All of them included bumps in the road. Regardless, you've each earned these new titles, and you are positioned to lead the next generation of LPD officers. My expectations of you are really simple. 3 things. Serve as an example. 2, build relationships in our community. And 3, mentor those around you. None of you got where you are without someone investing in you, just like none of us got where we are up here without many people investing in us, many who are in this room today. All of these require you to assume a greater level of responsibility as you're expected to make increasingly more difficult decisions. And you know, because you've all been in these roles a little while, some of you have been in them longer than others, we didn't say, hey, you're now promoted, go ahead and take 3 or 4 months, kind of figure it out, right? I think Josh and I spoke on his first day and had a conversation, and I repeated to him something that a retired lieutenant said to me, I think, when I became chief, and I said it in context to Josh. I said, so you wanted to be a captain, huh, Josh? Right? All sorts of fun stuff. Congratulations to each one of you. I am extremely proud of you. We talk a lot about legacy and history. The badge that you carry also carries the weight and legacy of those that came before you. We have a tradition with our promotional ceremonies where those being promoted are presented with their new badge by an officer who previously wore it. To present badges today, we are honored to have several retirees with us here. Some of them you already mentioned. Deputy Chief Andy Vest, retired captain and now Assistant Chief Daniel Meehan, retired Lieutenants Tony Cruz, retired Lieutenant Matt Gillespie will be joining us via recording. He's unfortunately out of town, unable to be here, and retired Sergeant Mark Rolfus. Additionally, we have several current employees who will be presenting their former badges to coworkers. So some of these folks up here will pull double duty. They'll get their new badge, and then they'll get the joy of actually presenting their old badge that they used to wear to one of the other folks that are here. It's kind of neat. I'll share more about each of them momentarily when they come forward to offer a few brief words about their time wearing the badge and its legacy. So this is the part, family members, if you want to get your cameras out, we're going to actually start doing the fun stuff. I know no one came here to hear me talk for hours on end, but you want to see your family members get their new badges and insignia. So I'm going to move forward to the podium over here. How we will run this, so you know, is I will call up the officer. When I call up the officer, if you are the family member or friend that is coming to help pin on their badge or insignia, please come forward when I call their name. I will then call the retiree or current officer up, give them an opportunity to say a few words, and then we'll transition from there, okay? And I will be joined by Captain Clements and Captain Singleton, who, once we present them, while the family members pinning on their insignia and their badge, will read a bio of those. I can't take responsibility for the bios. We ask them to present them. whatever they ad lib, I can't be responsible for that either, okay? So you guys can take that up individually with them afterwards, all right? All right, first promotee today who'll be promoted to captain wearing badge 10 is Joshua Campbell. If you come forward, Josh. So Josh will be joined and have his badge presented to him by retired captain and now Assistant Chief Daniel Meehan with the Charlottesville Police Department. You can come forward, Assistant Chief. Daniel spent 27 years in policing so far, 1 year in Henrico, 7 years with the Amherst County Sheriff's Office, and then he finally got it right and he came to the LPD. He spent 19 years with us, and Daniel and I actually went to the police academy together back in 1997, so it's certainly an honor to have you here with us.
I guess I'm supposed to say a few words now. The chief didn't warn me of that, so it'll be short. First of all, my uniform looks a little different than the rest of them, so I am the trader. With Lynchburg a long time, and I'm currently with Charlottesville. But you know, Charlottesville has a Wegmans and a Trader Joe's, so they got a leg up right now on Lynchburg. But it's treating me well up there. I'll just say briefly to the folks that are getting promoted. I've worked with each and every one of you, and when I saw the list come out, I couldn't have been more proud of the folks that have been promoted. The young ones, Matt and Nathan, to the more sage, like Rob Miller. The experience is immense, and it's a great position to be in. The chief will tell you, anybody else, the higher you go in rank and position, the further you get away from the officers. And almost all of us, I would hope, got into leadership and supervision to be with the troops and help them through their days. So enjoy it while you have it. I'm sure that each one of y'all will continue to move on, and congratulations. Josh, close friend of mine for years, Nikki as well. Josh is a quiet leader, man of few words, but he makes his decisions from the heart, keeps his people in mind, and will always take care of them. I think that's all we can ask from our leaders. Congratulations. Hitting now.
All right. So Josh has been with the LPD since September 21st of 2005. His current assignment is Field Operations Bureau Number 1. He has previous assignments in the Criminal Investigations Division, the Special Investigations Division, the Field Operations Bureau, and as a tactical unit operator and sniper. His honors and awards include Meritorious Service Medal in 2021 for leading several operations to reduce violent crime in the city. He's had the privilege to volunteer at the Food for Thought program with the Parkview Missions to provide underprivileged children for several years. He's also volunteered at the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank for several years, and his hobbies include hiking, biking, and traveling to the beach with his family. His family is wife Nicole and their two sons, Chase and Connor, age 7 and 5. For some odd reason, they must have left them at home today. They didn't want them carrying on in here. So, congratulations. And his wife Nicole Campbell, former LPD sergeant, is currently pinning on his insignia. Present to you Captain Josh Campbell.
You want one they can actually frame on a wall without me handing that in.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming out today. Congratulations to my colleagues and friends who are also getting recognized today. I'm glad we could share this together. It's nothing like going first. By the time you realize my jokes weren't funny and the speech needed work, I'll be back in my seat. I don't think any of us get here by coincidence. I think things happen for a reason in life. I know for me, there's 3 reasons that I'm up here. That's my faith, my family, and my friends. It's my faith in God that carries me through the tough times. It's His path for me that I trust, not my own. And there's a lot of ups and downs in this job, and that's carried me through. Family, I could talk a long time, but I won't, because there's a lot of other people here that need a chance to speak as well. My parents, Susan and Dale, are here. They supported me long before I wore a uniform. They still do. Very fortunate there. My wife, Nicole, she's been beside me in the roller coaster ride, all the ups and downs. She's made a lot of sacrifices so I can be here. Certainly can never thank her enough. Very fortunate there. And my friends. I have a lot of friends inside the PD and out. A lot of people have mentored me over the years. Greg Coleman, he's in here somewhere. He's always checking my ETA. Anybody that's ever worked for him will know. But him, Dave Gearhart, a lot of others. Tim Clements, he was my captain for a long time. Deputy Chief Edwards, so many others. Of course, Captain, now Assistant Chief Meehan, friend of mine for many years, mentor. I didn't get his badge by luck of the draw. I asked for it. He's always been a big supporter of mine, and I'll never forget that. And I'll wear the badge with honor, and never forget what it means. Lastly, to my friends outside of the PD, thanks for reminding me that there's life outside of the PD, and it gives you perspective. And they've listened to me a lot, and I just appreciate what they've done for me. And certainly last but not least, thanks to the chief, command staff, for this opportunity. I won't let you down, and just appreciate the opportunity today. So thank you.
So they were the guinea pigs. All the other family members can sigh a little bit now, right? And if you take longer to put stuff on, Nicole kind of cheated a little bit. She's done that a bunch of times before as a police officer, so she knows how to do it. So, all right, our next promotee will be Captain Joel Hinckley. If you can come forward, please. Captain Hinckley will be receiving badge number 13. It was worn by retired Deputy Chief Andy Vest. Deputy Chief Vest worked here for 31 years, 1979 to 2010. Hard to believe it's been 13 years since you've been retired. So, but my honor to certainly allow him to present this badge to Joel.
Joel, I appreciate you letting me be here today. This is awesome. Thank you. Community is basically our family, friends, our co-workers, all working together to make our world a better place. Sometimes in the community, individuals are asked to step forward and take on greater responsibilities. Those individuals need to possess an open mind, open heart, and the courage to do the right thing no matter what. I applaud Chief Dugal for making the selection to promote you, and I'm humbled to be able to pass this badge on to you as a captain.
Awesome. Joel has been with the LPD since November 8th of 2000. His current assignment is as the Chief Staff Officer. His previous assignments include a cadet. He's been in patrol, street crime unit, vice and narcotics, the criminal investigations unit, special investigations response team, the U.S. Marshals Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force, professional standards, IAB staff lieutenant, and he's still the drone team leader. His honors and awards include Lynchburg Office of Commonwealth Attorney Outstanding Police Service, Honorable Service Plaque, multiple team unit citations, the Book of Golden Deeds Award given by the Exchange Club of Lynchburg. He's involved with Mustaches for Kids. The Exchange Club of Lynchburg is a board member and a member of Thomas Road Baptist Church. His hobbies include work. Oh, wait, there's a little JK beside that. Hold on, wait a minute. You did it on purpose and I failed the test, didn't I? Okay, all right, fair. But it's golf. His real hobbies are golf, 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 hunting, traveling with his family. His wife, Lindsay, of 20 years, spent on his badge, and his daughter, Madeline, 19, and Savannah, 16, are here. They didn't bring the 2 golden retrievers, but I'm sure they might be outside somewhere. So, yep. Yep. And I present to you Captain Joel Hinckley.
All these wives trying to run off. I'm not sure what's going on.
So I'm going to make it very short and sweet. Thank you, Chief Zuma. Command staff, no, I don't have a tissue up here because I'm all right. But I am honored that the community trusts me and the command staff trusts me and put their faith in me to serve as a captain of the Lynchburg Police Department. I'm committing to serving this community, my coworkers, professional staff, and officers as I continue in this thriving community, serving at the Lynchburg Police Department. Most importantly, I want to thank my wife, my kids, and my family for their unwavering support. I just want to say real quick, I'm very glad this happened before November 1st, because otherwise I have a really creepy mustache.
It's time I'd ask Lieutenant Brandon Eisner to come forward. Lieutenant Eisner will be receiving his badge from Captain Joel Hinckley. So if you come forward and say a few words.
Lieutenant Eisner, congratulations, first and foremost. Thank you for your family for being here. What Badge 38 meant to me, I was promoted in 2019 to lieutenant here at Lynchburg Police Department, and it provided me opportunity, and I hope it provides you opportunity as well. Opportunity to learn, opportunity to continuously improve on yourself with growth, and opportunity to grow in leadership as well. You'll have opportunity to mentor, guide, and challenge the next generation of Lynchburg Police Department leaders. Some are sitting here today, and those under your direct command. So I'm honored to get to pass on this badge number 38 to you. Congratulations.
Brandon has been employed with the LPD since December 8th of 2010. His current assignment is with the E Platoon. His previous assignments include the Intelligence Unit, the B Platoon, the Accreditation Manager, the Intelligence Unit, and the A Platoon. He's received numerous team achievement citations for work within the Special Investigations Division and the CALIA Certificate of Appreciation for successful reaccreditation as an Accreditation Manager. His hobbies include collecting Hawaiian shirts, so now he's no longer in Intel. If anybody needs one, then please look him up there. But he likes traveling with his family, playing golf with his daughter, Michaela, and that's the second time we've heard about somebody playing golf. So his wife, Beth, and his daughter, Michaela, assisted with pinning on his insignia, and here's Lieutenant Brandon Eisner.
Obviously, the command staff, the chief, for the opportunity and the responsibility. I don't take it lightly. I'd like to thank my family. Well, damn. My wife, my daughter, my mom, thank you for being here. Yep, thank you.
Next, I'd like to ask Lieutenant Vernon Parrish to come forward. He'll be joined by retired Lieutenant Tony Cruz. If you can come forward, Tony. Tony served 27 years in policing, began with the LPD in 1993. He had a brief stint where he thought he wanted to be a state trooper, but he went there and said, nah, I'm going to come back to Lynchburg. So that was a quick trip, and he came back. He retired with us in 2019, and certainly I'm honored to have him here to present this badge to Lieutenant Parrish.
First of all, I'd like to say I've known Vernon for a good little while. Vernon and I worked together for probably about 3 or 4 years, and we had a lot of talks. A lot of it centered on the next level for him. I remember him telling me, I'm not sure if I want to get into supervision, and we talked and talked and talked it through, and then here he is right here. So when I got the message that Vernon was getting promoted to lieutenant, I called him, and him and I spoke. And then at the end of the conversation, he says, guess what, Tony? I said, what? He said, I'm going to wear your badge, and I'm going to continue the legacy. And I said, that's great. Now, let me tell you what the badge meant to me, and I hope what it means to you. So I picked badge number 42, and 42 is a significant number. The late, great Jackie Robinson wore 42. And the things that he stood for, courage, perseverance, honor, and I think the greatest thing that I think Lieutenant Parrish is going to have is what Jackie Robinson had, was understanding. And the understanding that it's bigger than him. I think he understood that what he meant to the black community, what he meant to the minority community, and what he meant to the whole community as a general. And I think that it's that understanding that Vernon is going to fall back on that's going to serve him well as he serves the community and he serves the officers up under him. I can't say how proud I am of you. I know you're going to do well, and I look forward to seeing you continue to move up the ranks. Thank you. Congratulations.
Vernon has been employed with the LPD since December of 2008. His current assignment is with the A platoon. His previous assignments include the C platoon, one of the original platoon members, original C platoon, the intelligence unit detective, gang expert, U.S. Marshals Task Force officer. He's been assigned to the B platoon, the tactical unit since 2012 and currently, tactical team sniper leader 2017 till now. His honors include Commonwealth Attorney's Award, Honorable Service, Officer of the Month, and several team unit citations. He plays a part in badges for baseball, badges for basketball, cops and bobbers, and his hobbies include hunting, hiking, and freshwater, saltwater fishing. Obedience training with his family Doberman Pinscher. That sounds fun. Enjoys watching Virginia Tech, Dallas Cowboys, and New York Yankees fan. I have to be very cautious about what I say around Vernon because we've known each other since middle school. So I have to be, even though you never could look at us two and tell, I have to figure out how he keeps his hair from going gray and all that good stuff. So, but one day I don't tell too many stories on Vernon because he probably knows a lot more on me. So I keep it that way. So, yeah. His wife Kelsey's here, and for some reason they didn't bring Trey with them, so I guess he'd be. You know why? So. That's awesome. Present Lieutenant Vernon Parrish.
So I did not prepare a speech, as my wife and I have just returned from the islands, and work was far, far, far back in my mind. So this is my best effort at a freestyle. So I want to, first of all, thank God, because this 15 years has been up, down, valleys, you name it, peaks. And it's It's been challenging at times, but I made it. I'm here. Second, I want to thank my wife because without her, I wouldn't be here. She encourages me every day. About cool one, you'll know. But I'm a hold. No, it's not. But I'm a hold together because she encourages me and she stands behind me every day, all the way through this process, through the sergeant's process, through all of it. She's been behind me all the way, and I want to say I love you and thank you. Chief, I would tell you I love you, but it's going to get uncomfortable. So I'll say thank you for promoting me again and trusting me with these duties as lieutenant. All right. That's it. Thank you.
It's time I'd ask Lieutenant Stephen Trent to come forward, please. Steve's going to be issued badge number 40, previously worn by retired Lieutenant Matt Gillespie. Lieutenant Gillespie's unfortunately not able to be here today. He's out of town. He did produce a video for us, which if you know Matt, that was a chore to get Matt to do a video. And a lot of you in here are laughing, so you know. It was one of those things that I don't often order people, but I just said, Matt, you have to do it. Okay, so he did. But Matt served here, 28 years total in policing. He served a year in the Bedford County Sheriff's Office. And then he spent 27 years here from 1996 to when he just retired a few months ago in 2023. The good news for all of us at the police department is that Matt works for us now as a part-time training coordinator and does an incredible job of keeping our folks safe. So they said they made this chief-proof, so we'll see if I can figure it out without messing it up. But if you can turn your attention to either of the two monitors, and we'll hear from Lieutenant Gillespie.
So what does badge 40 mean to me? I was promoted to lieutenant in April of 2007, which was a bittersweet promotion for me. In order to get promoted, I had to give up my canine partner, and not something I was real happy about doing at the time. What I didn't realize at the time when I took on the additional responsibilities of being lieutenant is it was going to open a ton of new opportunities for me and some of the more memorable experiences I've done while I was at the PD. Shortly after being promoted, I was reunited with my street crimes canine unit to manage that unit. I had the opportunity to serve in 2 presidential inaugurations. I served as acting captain for an extended period of time while we were in search for a chief of police back in early 2008. And then after that, shortly thereafter, I was given the opportunity to move to the training lieutenant's position, which is a support lieutenant's division now in the police department, where I served for the remainder of my career and retired from that position this year. That is probably one of the more honorable things I've done while I was at the PD. That's something I'm very proud of, spending that time with that unit. I wish Steve the best in this promotion, and congratulations. I'd like to congratulate the rest of the candidates that are being promoted today as well. I wish you the best. Sorry I can't be there.
Steve has been with the LPD since January 6th of 2006. His current assignment is the support division lieutenant and assistant SWAT team leader, and which is actually Matt's position that he just retired from to make that even more special. So his previous assignments include training sergeant in vice and narcotics. He's been with field operations, narcotics unit as a detective patrol, as well as a field training officer. He's an honorable service plaque recipient, 5 team citations. His hobbies is spending time with his family. His wife Desiree is here, sons Dayton, Devin, and Mateo. And it's small writing, but it says he's got 4 grandchildren and 1 on the way. So, and I think they're all here, and they've been very well behaved the entire time. So that speaks to how well they're raising as it is. So. I know. Oh, okay. I thought it was 4. 2, 3, 4. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Congratulations, Lieutenant Trent.
It's a lot more pressure than you realize.
So I'm gonna keep it real short and sweet because I'm gonna do what you and you did if I stay up here too long. But thank you.
This time I'd ask Sergeant Rebecca Barr to come forward. Presenting Sergeant Barr's badge will be Lieutenant Vernon Parrish.
This will be a lot easier. So Becca, when I was presented with this badge, when I got promoted, I thought to myself, how can I get a group of people that don't even know me to follow me? I had been hidden in intel for 7 years. I only knew 3 people on the shift when I went back to the streets. I determined quickly that I was going to be the quarterback of this team. And I told them that. I'm just your quarterback. I'll be out here in the field with you, playing with you, getting dirty with you, and leading you in the trenches. My lieutenant is my coach. So he'll call the plays, and I'll make it happen. So I'm presenting this to you because I'm now your coach. You are now my quarterback. I want you to get out there in the field, get dirty with the guys, have fun with them, and lead them from the front. Congratulations.
Rebecca Barr has been employed with LPD since June of 2009. She is currently assigned to Patrol Platoon A. Her previous assignments include accreditation manager in the intelligence unit as a detective and field operations. In the past, she's received Officer of the Month in 2021, a Team Achievement Award in 21 and 22, and CALIA Certificate of Appreciation. She's currently involved in badges for baseball and attends many LPD recruitment events. Her hobbies include saltwater reef, fish tanks, traveling, and watching Ohio State football. Her family includes her wife, Jordan, son, Jaden, daughter, Charlie, mom and dad, Brookie and Jim Barr, and her sister, Lorena Barr. Jordan is her wife, who is pinned on her insignia today. I present to you Sergeant Rebecca Barr.
Can y'all even see me over there? This is me standing. I'm going to keep it real short because every time I get up to say anything, I usually embarrass myself saying something. But just like to thank my family who supported me through all of this. I know it hasn't been easy sometimes. And just really appreciate it. And thank you to all my friends. And like the chief had said, the people before me that mentored me, I would not have been here if it weren't for them. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now ask Sergeant Nathan Hendricks to come forward. Sergeant Hendricks will be receiving badge 70, which was previously worn and will be presented by Lieutenant Steve Trent.
All right, so I did write down a little something here, so thank you, sir. All right, so I'm here to present badge number 70 to Nathan Hendricks. So with this badge, I'm part to fortitude. A few words I heard from Pastor Mike Dotson back in 2015, and they kind of stuck with me ever since. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude. Be kind, but not weak. Be bold, but not a bully. Be thoughtful, but not lazy. Be humble, but not timid. Be proud, but not arrogant. Have humor, but not have folly. Remember the role that you play as a sergeant. Always take care of your personnel, and even in adversity, remain vigilant and do what is right. Congratulations.
Nathan Hendricks joined the LPD in June of 2016. He's currently assigned to the B Platoon and Patrol and is a member of our LPD tactical unit as well. His previous assignments include the Narcotics Unit, U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, A and B Platoon and Patrol. In the past, he has earned the Police Star, Honorable Service Citation, Team Achievement Citation, and Officer of the Month and Quarter. He's currently the president of the Police Benevolent Association. He enjoys playing on the LPD softball team, teaching his son Avery how to play baseball, and watching the Orioles. Family joining him today is his wife Kylie, son Avery, parents Douglas and Heidi, grandparents Garth and Jackie, and very favorite in-laws, Scott and Tammy Kelly. Kylie, his wife, has pinned his insignia on today, and as well as Joe Tucker. Sorry, Joe. I would like to present to you Sergeant Nate Hendricks.
Keep this short. I appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate the support of my family, and especially you, Kylie, and Avery. Thank you for making me a better man. I hope when I wear this uniform, I look down and I see my last name, and I realize who I am and how I was raised, and I live up to that. When I look down at my badge, that I remember it's a symbol of the public trust and the oath that I made, and I'll never betray that. When I look down at these new stripes that I have, I realize that the chief gave them to me, but every time I wear them, I need to earn them. So thank you.
This time I'd ask Sergeant Robin Miller to come forward. I was going to be disappointed if I didn't hear at least one of those. So Rob, a little bit different from the other 9 here. Most of these 9 have been promoted within the last couple of months. Rob was actually promoted back in January, but as you can tell from the ceremony, we do a lot of pomp and circumstance because it's important. It's really important. And so we want to make sure that he's honored and recognized with a group of his peers, which is why he's here today. The other thing you might notice that's different about Rob, if you hadn't noticed with our lieutenants and sergeants that don't wear the coat like the captains and up do, you might notice these marks on their sleeves. And you might have noticed the ones that came up first were like, there weren't a lot of them on there, right? Those are called hash marks, and each one of those represent 4 years of service. I won't let you do the math on Rob's, but when they bend at your elbow when you turn, that means you've been doing police work for a while. So we are lucky to have Rob. Rob had a 21-year career with New York State Police, and then he decided to bring his family down here and has been with us for quite some time since then as well. So we're grateful to have Rob here. Rob's going to be joined by Lieutenant Titus Burgess to present his badge, which is badge number 66.
Rob, when I got this badge, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, I was ready to go. And a couple months later, COVID hit, and a lot of civil unrest in the city. So I play a lot of golf with you, so I'm going to use the term drive. If I didn't have such a drive to want to lead guys through very, very difficult times, I probably wouldn't have been successful at it. So it's an honor to have you wear this badge because you're a very good friend of mine. I love you to death. I love your wife, Kelly. You're just amazing people. So it's an honor. But just remember that drive, and you'll get through it. So Rob actually outworks most of the people on the platoon and creates a lot of paperwork for me. So drive's not an issue at all. But it's an honor, brother. It really is.
Rob handwrote his own bio, so if I mess any of these up, I know that's not surprising to some of you. Rob began with the LPD in January of 2008. His current assignment is with the D Platoon in field operations. He has previous assignments where he was in Criminal Investigation Division from 2010 until 2023, and patrol from 2008 to 2010. Previous to that, from 1987 to 2008, Rob served with and retired from the New York State Police. During his assignments there, he was in the Bureau of Investigations as well as the Special Investigations Unit. He's heavily involved in his church here in the community. He enjoys golfing, traveling, specifically with family, and taking fun vacations. His wife, Kelly, is here to pin his insignia on. He also has a large family. He has 4 daughters, 3 sons-in-laws, 3 granddaughters, 1 grandson, and another grandson on the way. I present to you Sergeant Rob Miller.
Well, thank you to everybody that's here today. Appreciate that. I didn't prepare a speech, go figure, but had a number of things on my mind just listening to some of these other guys. It's been a long ride, going on 37 years in law enforcement and seeing the changes that have taken place, especially over the last 5. It's kind of been crazy, but the weird thing is I still love it. So. I love the guys that I work with. I love the guys that work underneath me now. Got a good set of guys, good set of teammates on our platoon. And it's been an exciting time doing something different. I worked patrol for my first 15 years up in New York, and that was always exciting. But then I took a detective position up there, and then when I came down here, I was only on the road for about a year. And then I took a detective position and did that for the next 14, 15 years. And, but I always loved the road. And that's why I would take a lot of overtime spots, because I love being with the guys, I love the excitement of the road, and I love being out in the community and being able to serve the community that we live in. And so that was always an excitement. So coming back as a sergeant, it's given me that chance to be full-time back on the road again, to much dismay of my family, who don't want me out there. But it's been exciting for me. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say a bunch of people that I've worked with here over the years that have really gotten me there, and I want to thank them. Got to thank my wife especially for plugging in there with me. 31 years being a cop's wife probably ain't easy. And I know it's not. Miss a ton of family events, stuff that we've had to alter in our family, but she's made it always work, whether it's having Thanksgiving 2 days later, whatever it is. But the guys that I work with here, incredible bunch of people, totally different than being with the New York State Police. I've learned a lot, I'd say a lot more being here than I did up there. The training here is awesome. As we saw Matt up there on the board, and then the ones here taking Matt's place that do our training. It's phenomenal, and just seeing what's happened here in the last 5 years with, unfortunately, the number of critical incidents that we've had. If it wasn't for their training, a lot of people here wouldn't be going home to our families that are here. So they do a phenomenal job. Working with Rodney Carson for multiple years as a mentor and a friend up in CID. He was probably my longest tenured boss anywhere I ever worked. It was great working underneath him. Just working with all the current ones here, Joel Hinckley. Joel Hinckley wore this badge before Titus wore this badge, so I hope that I can keep that same proud, whatever the word is. I just hope I can carry it as well as Joel and Titus did. And I'm thankful that Titus was able to give me his badge. Going to the field, decided I was going to do something a little different, got more serious in the golf, and find ourselves out there frequently now. And Titus is my closest golfing partner. And I really, really enjoy that. And the biggest thing I enjoy about that is because he lets me win a lot. So, be remiss if I didn't mention Dan Meehan. Dan Meehan was my captain in CID, my last captain I had in CID just before before I had Captain Clements come in. He was my captain when I took the sergeant's promotional. And when I put in for the sergeant's promotional, if anybody knows me, I joke a little bit. And I put in for it, and I didn't know why, but I got called into his office. And I got called into his office, and he told me, Rob, I don't know if you're doing this as a joke. I don't know if you're doing this as a prank. He says, but the one thing you've put in now for a sergeant, I'm hoping that you're not going to embarrass yourself. I hope you're not going to embarrass me, and I hope you're not going to embarrass CID. I hope this isn't one of your jokes. Me and Dan were both prior Marine Corps. He says, anything I do, I want to come out number one. I don't want to do anything but come out number one. And he goes, I'm hoping that you, being a former Marine, are going to do the same thing. And quite frankly, I was putting in for it, but after I had him give me that speech in his office, I don't even know if he knows it, but that inspired me to strive to come out number one and to give it all that I had to make that difference. And the last front, it's weird when you're old and you're at the police department. And I am the oldest one at the police department, but it's weird because like all these guys are my superiors, but they're all my friends. And that's just totally different than when you're young on the job. And just working with all these guys in the back and ladies. Sorry. But seriously, they're all my friends. I can walk into any of their offices at any time and just talk, and that's what's good about a family here at the police department. And last but not least, the chief, I thank you for the opportunity. I thank you for passing me up the first time to make me more humble. And but seriously, Chief Zudema, he came up to do my background investigation when he was in CID. He did my background up in New York, and he came up there and met with my family, and got to talk with them about coming down here. And a lot of them were resistant to coming to Virginia, but he was instrumental in being a friend to them, and still is to this day to my whole family. And I think I led him into a couple things up in Buffalo that he didn't know about, with both of us being from there. So that was pretty cool. And I'm hoping I can do everybody proud. I got to be honest, my family's having secret meetings behind my back. My mom, my wife, my 4 daughters, and they're having meetings behind my back when I'm out here working on the street, and they all want me to retire soon. So it's on the horizon, but until that happens, and when that happens, I'm going to be serving the citizens of Lynchburg in a well fashion. So
Now ask Sergeant Matthew Nichols to come forward. So Matt will be receiving badge number 61, previously worn by Lieutenant Brandon Eisner. If you could come forward, he'll be presenting the badge.
I had a whole speech written, but I think Rob took all my time. And Matt's time, and Phillips's time, and everybody else's time. This badge is really good to me. I had a lot of the best moments of my career so far wearing this badge. Damn it. Enjoy it. Enjoy your time as a sergeant. It's a great time in your career. Remember, being a leader, it's not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your church.
Matt Nichols has been employed with LPD since 2017. His current assignment is with the E Platoon and Patrol. Previous assignments include the information desk, crime scene, and more field operations. He has received the Police Star Medal as an award in the past. He enjoys spending time with family, woodworking, and fishing. His family members include Kaylin, his wife, Declan, a son, and Kieran, a son. He's currently being pinned on by his wife, Kaylin, and Matt. I figured it was a brother. Mike, is that what you said? Okay, Mike. Present to you Sergeant Nichols.
I was giving Eisner crap when he started crying, and I leaned forward and said, if I want to get out of a speech, all I have to do is choke up, right? It's a little different when you're standing up there. I'll be honest. I'll keep this short. I want to thank my friends, family, for getting me to this point, command staff for having the trust in me to take on this role. And I didn't really need to prepare a speech because the only thing that I could think about getting promoted, or the reason that I wanted to get promoted, was I had good leadership in my career to get me to this point. There were pivotal moments where, and I think everybody hits that road where you want to give up. You hit that wall and it's like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And it was good leadership that got me to this point, that got me through that. And a few of those people are in here. Titus, you were instrumental in getting me here, and I appreciate you, brother. Hans, I saw you walking around earlier. Sexton, just to name a few. I don't know if Lee Hughes is in here, but I mean, there's been many. But that's my goal as a supervisor. What that means to me is to be that instrumental role in cultivating and investing in the people that I lead, because that's what was done for me. So that's all I got.
Last but certainly not least, Sergeant Elijah Phelps. So Sergeant Phelps is going to have his badge presented to him, which is badge number 56 by retired Sergeant Mark Rolfus. And I'm going to take a quick second on Mark. What's that? I'm going to do it anyway. I've got the mic. So Mark retired from us earlier this year. He served 20 years at the LPD. And when I say he served 20 years, that was after serving a 20-year career at our Ardama. So he joined us at the ripe age of 40. And I remember him coming in saying, well, I've done my first career, I'm going to do my second. Well, you're 40, how long are you going to go? I'm doing 20 years. And all of us kind of snickered and said, yeah, right. I'll tell you what, in my 27 years of being in this law enforcement agency, hands down, without question, the most dependable man that you will ever deal with right there is Mark Rolfus. He was a man that we served about 10 years together on our tactical unit. When I was a boss on that team, there was always 3 words that he would say to me when we'd call him. And I don't care if he'd been out for 2 days, 3 days, he just got home, he was just walking in the door, he was at dinner, on the way. Every time I called him, on the way, no matter what. Most dependable person I know and I've had an opportunity to work with. So I'm honored to have him here today to present badge number 56 to
Let me fire up the matrix here. It's going to be pretty sweet and to the point. Again, thank you, Chief, for this opportunity. Folks, I retired in January of this year. 20 years, it was awesome. Highly recommend it. If you're on the fence about retiring, do it. It's a sense of peace that you can't even conceive. So I'm here today to present badge 56 to Elijah Ward for 9 years. Been very involved with Elijah training over the years. It started in academy, post-academy, and firearms training across multiple weapons platforms. There's a lot of qualities that Elijah possesses, but one that stands out with me is when he came to training. When he came to training, he was always early. He was prepared for the day's activities. He kept his mouth shut, eyes and ears open, listened and applied instructions, and performed very well. So from an instructor standpoint, I really respected that. So Elijah, I'm proud of you, and I got 3 charges. If you do this, you'll be successful. Number 1, never betray public trust, right? Very, very important. Number 2, never betray the badge of authority, especially badge 56, because if you do, you'll never get it back. And I think this last one is probably the most important. Never lose your moral compass. May your needles always stay true, because so many people have lost their moral compass. I wish you the best, man. With God's grace, you'll do fine. I'm proud of it.
Elijah has been employed by LPD since January of 2016. He's currently assigned to the D Platoon and Patrol, and he's also a member of our tactical unit team. His previous assignments include Criminal Investigations Division and the E Platoon. He has received awards such as the Life Saving Award, Team Citation Award. He's received that 4 times. His hobbies, he enjoys watching football, working in the yard, and spending time with family. Here today, parents Chip and Tamara, grandmother Jewel, in-laws Mac and Gay, and his wife Jenny is here to pin on his insignia. Congratulations, I present Sergeant Phelps.
Well, Captain Campbell, I think the only thing worse than going first is going last. I had all these incredibly original things to say, and you guys stole them all, so I'm going to sound like a broken record up here, but I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I know that this position carries with it a ton of responsibility, so it's certainly not something that I take lightly. I'm thankful for God getting me here, thankful for my wife, Jenny, for supporting me, my parents and in-laws, grandmother is here to support me as well, all my family, my friends, and for all the people that have poured into me throughout my career. Sergeant Rolfus, a huge person in my career to get me to where I'm at, and so many more that are here today. Taking his badge is giant shoes to fill, but if I can be half the sergeant that he was, I think I would have done well. You guys have all poured into me, maybe the police officer that I am, but more importantly, the man that I am today. And if I can turn around and do that for the next generation of men and women that come through this department, I think that I've done my job as a sergeant. So, thank you.
What a great group of men and women. Truly, I am honored to be the chief and be able to work with them every single day, and I know that the future generations of the LPD are in really, really good hands. In the year 2000, the International Association of Chiefs of Police developed the Law Enforcement Oath of Honor as a means of formally communicating and reinforcing the critical importance of right and honorable action within this profession. We're very lucky to be joined here today by retired Chief Chuck Bennett, who actually served on the IACP committee that developed this oath back in 2000. One of the traditions we also have is we like to have a retiree lead us all in that oath. So at this time, I'd ask retired Deputy Chief Andy Vest to come forward to lead us with that.
I now invite every sworn law enforcement officer present to stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me the law enforcement oath of honor. On my honor, I will never betray my badge.
I will never betray my badge.
My integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, the community and the agency I serve. So help me God. Thank you, John.
So in closing, the officers that are being promoted today represent 137 years of service to this community. And that's not even counting Rob's 21. Let's all take a minute to thank them for their selfless sacrifice. We have a lot of good things on the horizon. You are each a part of this. Some of you represent the next generation of leadership here at the LPD. All of you are responsible for mentoring the next generation of leadership. Never underestimate the impact that you have on those around you, even in times when you don't think anyone is watching. Be an example of positivity and professionalism every hour of every day. Quite simply, you set the tone and the culture for our department, good or bad. Take time to enjoy this moment. Life goes by fast. Take the time to remember why you got into and why you love this profession. As a partner and protector for our community, you serve as a role model for not just our staff, but for our residents and our visitors. Again, I am truly proud of each and every one of you. You are a huge part of our collective success. Thank you and congratulations. Prior to concluding our ceremony, I'd like to recognize just a few people that helped make this event possible today. City Council, certainly thank you for use of chamber. Our retirees for being part of this ceremony that is really important to us. And then employees with the LPD, Vicki West, Sharon Hillman, Katie Jennings, Kylie Kidd, Acting Captain Adam Sexton, Lieutenants Coleman and Williams, our cadets Christian Harris and Shane Smith. I believe Josh Contreras was here helping as well. And this time I'll turn it over to in just a second to Chaplain Whitaker for our benediction. When we are done with the benediction, you are all invited, and please encourage you, because there's lots of food and we don't want to take it home, to go upstairs. Out those doors, there's either an elevator or a stairwell to go up to the second floor where there's a training room right when you get out of that stairwell. So thank you. Chaplain Whitaker?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have I said yet that I'm proud of you? I really am. Congratulations. And I want you to know that my wife and I pray for you on a regular basis. You know, it's kind of fun to watch these macho guys stand up here and they get all choked up. They're our leadership, you know. It's great. Y'all are wonderful, all of you. And it's an honor to serve with you. Call me anytime. Let's just give thanks for a few minutes to the Lord. Father, we do give you thanks. I thank you for every single one of these folks that received their promotion today. They've earned it, but they've earned it because you've given them the ability to do the job, to be the leaders that they are. You have gone before them. You have made the way. And I pray, Father, you would continue to do that you would watch over them, that you would care for them, that you would protect them, that you would bless them and their families, that you would show them every day what it is that you would have them do, so that all of us can give you the honor and the glory In your precious name, amen.
This concludes our ceremony. Thank you all for being here. Again, please join us upstairs for refreshments.